I'm live. I'm alive. Yeah, I'm alive. What the heck? Pretty soon it's going to tell me that One Lonely Farmer is live. The phone will, anyway. Oh, what's this? It's a big pack. Yeah, it's a big pack, all right. Yep, there it is. So I'll just wait till a few people show up in here. So I walk my ass down here. Hey, hey, the sky is what's up. It isn't falling yet today. We do have a rain warning coming up. New baler on the way. Yeah, I gotta shave. You guys think I should shave this or leave my manliness to grow for a little while? The $1 million man. You know, I caught some crap from a dude. I just responded to him for not being able to make a video without cursing in it. So, right here, right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try my hardest to not curse and actually, you know, be an upstanding member of the agriculture community here on YouTube where life is not really real and we never swear until you meet them in person. Then you're like, oh my God, he said the F bomb. Yeah, that happened to me actually. I was like, holy shit, Ryan from How Farms Works knows what the F word is? Oh my God. And then it happened again, and I was like, what? Anyway, so yeah, so let's answer some questions here. First off, I'm here at the cornfield, one of the cornfields. Now, I planted this corn through asphalt millings, right? Asphalt millings. You see it? Can you see that? And look at this. These varieties, I can honestly say, will grow through asphalt millings. And of course, you get in here, and there's no asphalt millings, but the ears are just tremendous and beautiful. And this is actually where it would, this ground right here is kind of wet. That's why the asphalt millings are here. This is on my way down to my sister and my brother-in-law's grave. So I figured I'd walk down here tonight. It's kind of peaceful, and this is one part of the farm where we just kind of mow the grass like a lawn. And my dad comes down here, my mom comes down here quite frequently. My sister's birthday was the other day, and I didn't come down to see her on her birthday. I mean, she's not here. Her ashes are here, but grow some corn. You want to grow some? All right, let me get down here before you inundate me with a whole bunch of questions. I mean, I love your questions, and I'll give you answers to those questions as soon as I get down here. Now, my brother-in-law actually had, oh, my nephew actually put a stone here for him, but this is my sister. I don't know, anybody new to the channel doesn't know what happened here. Let me flip this real quick so you can see. This is my sister here on the right, and her husband, my brother-in-law, there on the left. And it's kind of crazy the way this went down. So I know I'm not answering questions like maybe I said in my thing, but this was my brother-in-law. He was a carpenter. He built houses, home builder. And him and my sister, that's him in the back, and my sister and her horse, they used to do this thing called combined driving. And as you could see, he died in 2018. Uh, what happened to him was a sad story, and I think I said something about it, but pretty much doctors killed my brother-in-law. And this is my sister. There's her on her more peaceful and less exhilarating, uh, time with the same horse. To be honest with you, I think that's not Madison. I forget what that horse is named. Anyways, she was born August 29th, 1969. My brother-in-law was born July 9th, 1963. She died in May of 2014, and he died December 18th, 2018. So that's that's them. And I get kind of choked up when I'm here, so I'm going to have to take a step back. away from here because I can't talk and be in this spot. uh, I guess it just kind of happens that way. I gotta go. I don't come down here too often. Let me flip that. Nice sunset, right? Yeah, I have three sisters. That one was my oldest sister. My second oldest sister, she lives in New York State, and she doesn't talk to us anymore. As a matter of fact, when I buried my sister, my family buried me and my family buried my sister. My next in line sister, next oldest sister, she didn't come to the funeral. She didn't come. She just didn't come here, which I found to be rather disturbing and annoying at the same time. So anyway, I don't like that. But anyway, we don't talk to her anymore for reasons I don't need to mention because honestly, I don't know. Uh, well, I do know some of it, but I don't know it all. But anyway, it is disrespectful. My grandmother died in February. My grandmother is not here. My grandmother is over in Pennsylvania, right next to the farm where she was raised, next to my grandfather there. Now, my grandfather was raised on this farm. He came here in 1925 when he was 2 years old. 2 years old. They moved up from Monaville, West Virginia, and they bought this place in 1925, where there's been a panda here ever since. My great grandparents sold it to my grandparents, and my grandparents, my grandmother just passing away, has passed it on to her children, my father and my aunts. And, hopefully it goes on down the line, whether I get it or Cody gets it. Uh, it has to go down progression for tax purposes, and that's just the way it is. So, whatever, not my problem yet. I got my own problems. I got enough of my own problems. All right. So yeah, I'm sure people, I don't know where that cat loader, cat loader. I don't know. It's just a lot to deal with. I don't have time for it right now. I did. I bought a 30-inch corn head out. It's out in Nebraska, and I possibly, maybe, have to get it this week. I may. I definitely have to get it this week. Uh, I was thinking of leaving on Saturday, but it's looking like we're going to have some good weather to make hay in. Combine was put away, ready to go. We will go over it, change the engine oil, check the fluids, probably, definitely grease it and everything else. But yeah, you're gonna back these. No, I don't have a TR70. I sold that TR70 years ago. Do you like the Gladiator movies? I think there's one Gladiator movie. It's not dark here yet. We do have a rainstorm coming. Uh, did you buy a 6R30? 6 row 30 inch. Yes, 6 row 30 inch. 996 plastic because I've got corn that's going down. And once upon a time, we had a neighbor that had corn that went down. So they bought a John Deere plastic header and they went through that corn like a hot knife through warm butter. It just sucked it right in. It was perfect. So that's why I decided to, instead of getting the 994, I decided to go with the 996. And 974, I got the 996, 6 row 30. So yeah, that's that. What happened to the baler? Uh, what happened to the baler? Well, on the John Deere 7930, they have the pin that holds the drawbar in is held in by this little tab that's about 3 inches long, and it's got a hole in it where the pin sets on, and a 10 millimeter bolt that is set in a V and a U. It's just like a slot. So you only have to loosen the bolt up, and then you can slide. You can slide it out. You just take it out, push up on the pin, and then it slides forward, and then the pin falls out, and the drawbar goes away. Well, the pin, skeeters, get out of here. The pin had been working up and down, and it actually bent the bolt. I had attributed it to like a crowbar underneath that little 10 millimeter by, I don't know, 10 millimeter by 30 millimeter, 25, 30 millimeter bolt, and I hate metric. I hate it. I think metric sucks. So that's just my that's just my personal opinion. 5020's in the building. It's fine. Runs. It's good. I fixed the hood up a little bit. Got it. I just got to finish painting it. But yeah, so that pin or that keeper for that pin actually worked its way and broke the bolt out, bent it over, slid out, pin dropped, drawbar slid forward when he went down the hill, but when he went to go through the bridge and up the other side, of course, everything came out the back of the tractor and up the hill just enough, and then it went down, hit that guardrail, and then up against a tree. The problem with the baler isn't terrible. It's mostly cosmetic. Tore the ladder up, bent where it didn't even snap off the hand controls for the last bail eject and the tailgate. That is still there, just bent it a little bit. So he bent it back, ordered a new ladder. The side panel on the right side was trashed. It's got a big tear out of it. I thought the twine box was going to be crushed, but it wasn't. No damage to that at all. And the front panel was crushed. And when it laid on its side, there's so much weight in that baler that it actually pushed the tires off the rim and let the air out of the tires. So it took everything that we had, the 7930 and the 6210R, front wheels off the ground to pull that thing up out of that hole because the wheels had dug into the dirt. Filled the tires with dirt when we pulled it up out of there. Anyways, we got it out of there, pulled the tires off, wheels, the whole thing's off the side of the trailer, jacked it up, pulled it off there the next day, or the baler. Brought it in, washed it out with water, washed them off with the rims off with water, threw tire jack. Yes, tire jack, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't believe in tire jack, you shouldn't even believe in God, for Christ's sakes. But anyway, put some tire jack in there, put the air to them, pumped them up. Boom, off it goes. Yes, insurance claims. Insurance claims, I guess. Depends whether we're going to do it or not that way. Uh, you know, Having an insurance claim can cause your insurance to go up over the course of 5 years, and I'm pretty sure with this one being close to $9,000 in damage that it's going to put that price up over the next 5 years over $2,500 to $3,000. So I think we're just going to let that one go. Nobody got hurt. It was a good learning experience. The one side panel was $5,050. The front panel was $1,800. There's a wire, the cable that ripped off the computer, that was just $100. And there's a hydraulic hose that was a couple $100. That's the one that goes into the tire eject will not work on calcium chloride filled tires. But there's the brake line that didn't disconnect from the tractor when it went out, so that had to be replaced. So for somewhere around $75 to $8,000. I don't think it's even going to be $9,000, $8,000. So that's it. So we're not going to run it through the insurance. I asked him if he wanted me to do it, and he said no, it's okay, don't worry about it. A gallon of touch-up. No, there is no damage to this thing. It looked like it was destroyed when I got down. I was like, holy fuck, this thing is on its side. What happened was the big heavy gearbox that's in the baler, when it went up on the guardrail, it just went on against a tree and it smashed the fiberglass side panel, but the gearbox laid against the tree so it wouldn't go on over. Didn't damage the tailgate. There was a wiring harness that got ripped out, so he's going to replace that as well. That's probably the most expensive thing that he's replacing. Oh, you want to see it? Okay, I'll take it up. I'll show you. I got to walk up here. I was enjoying my walk. Make me walk a half a mile up to that damn shop just so I could show you this baler? What is wrong with you? Trump 2020. Yeah. I think if you're a Democrat, you're going to vote for Joe Biden, even if he stuck his dick in your mother's ass. Did I curse? Would that be considered cursing? Dick is a name and ass is a animal, so no, I'm okay. All right, so I haven't cursed yet. I'm good. Yeah. Now, Democrats are going to vote for Joe Biden no matter what. You're going to have some Republicans that absolutely hate the fact that Donald Trump is president because, with the status quo, the raping of America, to continue to go on, and Donald Trump doesn't like that, and neither do I. So those Republicans are really not Republicans or conservatives. I shouldn't even say there are conservative Democrats, because if you think about this, um, there's a very famous uh, Democrat president known as John F. Kennedy, who stood up and asked, don't ask what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. And if Joe Biden was to stand up and say that today, they'd all jump ship. They would jump ship. They'd be like, that's not the socialist agenda we want. So, yeah, quite honestly, John F. Kennedy was more of a conservative than most Republicans today. As a matter of fact, back in the day, the Democrat Party was more of a working man, conservative party. That's what it was. It was a working man's conservative party, the Democrat Party. That's why so many people voted Democrat. So, but the tides have turned and the roles have switched. West for president. I don't want that job. I would invoke hangings for Antifa and BLM. And Black Lives Matter really don't care about black lives. They care about anarchy, destruction, and riots. That's what they care about. Antifa is the same thing. There's a double standard for people. A guy that was carrying a flamethrower went to jail for carrying a flamethrower. And a guy that defended himself against a guy that was going to beat him to death with a skateboard and shot a guy in the arm that was going to kill him sits in jail yet today. And his life is in danger even today because of that. Now, do I believe that kid should have been there? He's 17. He shouldn't have been there. Do I believe in the cause that he was fighting for, which was to stop the destruction from riots and rioters, to protect personal property from people that were there to steal and thieve? Yeah. He should have been an adult, though. You know, his father should have been there, not him. So anyway, here's the damage. Let me flip this over so y'all can see. The power takeoff shaft has pulled out, which is no big deal. The other half is right there. Anyway, yeah, presidents are selected, not elected. Well, that was true until the case of Donald J. Trump, and that is why we are in the mess that we are in. So these are all quick disconnect couplers. So when this thing came out, they just popped out. This one here is not. This is the brakes. So it ripped that hose off. Here it is. It stretched it quite a ways before it skinned it. It looks like a skinned out hot dog. I mean, it did it several places before it actually let loose even up all as far as here. So that's getting replaced. It actually pulled it all the way to here, because here's the end of it. Where it goes in, and he's going to have to look because it bent that steel. I mean, those things are amazing. So that hose was bad, and the wire, this wire pulled out of its socket, obviously, but the wire that came out of the cab that goes to the computer up there shot out. So when it rolled down the hill, the tongue bounced around down the hill, and then you've got this front panel here, which popped. I don't know if he popped them back in. I think he did. Well, you can see the damage there. It ripped it out, and it's all shredded there. And this here is shredded as well. Okay, that's it. The steel substructure is bent, but it's part of this whole thing. So it really doesn't matter, because this here lays on the box. This is steel embedded in the fiberglass. So it won't matter that it got bent right there, because it'll all be new. This piece here is $5,050, $58. The box is perfectly fine. I mean, really, literally, it just peeled the rubber back. I just noticed that right there. It just peeled the rubber seal, which is no big deal. You can smack that with a, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. So, yeah, I see that the box did move just a tiny little bit. There's a little bit of a bend there. No big deal, because we opened it up today and it was fine. He did not even bend the light fixtures at all, which blows my mind. This is where this went over the guardrail. So what I'm thinking is that, well, I'm not thinking, I know. The tailgate, I believe, missed it totally. The guardrail came and clipped a couple of these wires here, ripping them out. These are for the tailgate and for the scale. And yeah, for the scale and the for the scale. So those got gone. The guardrail munched the ladder. So he just chopped that off or broke it the rest of the way off. This ladder is $600 for that stinking ladder, 650 bucks. What hit the guardrail was actually the tie rod right there, right smack dead center. The tie rod for the rear steering axle was bent in to the just a little ways. So he popped it off today. As you can see, the jack and everything's still under there. And we put it on the press and pressed that out. The tires on the other side are the ones that were dismounted from their rims. They look the same. They're fine. They're holding air. They got tire jack in them, so they should. Because, you know, if you're not using tire jack, there's really something wrong with you. I'm making this kind of a tire jack commercial. Those guys have sent me enough tire jack over the years, and if they said tomorrow that they would stop, I would definitely start buying tire jack because tire jack really does work. Give it a shot. It does not work in calcium. They don't recommend it being put into inner tubes, but you can use it. It works in tubeless tires. They're saying now they've got a type that can go into highway tires, but they're not recommending putting into tires that have the sensors that go to your car that tell you when the tire's flat. If you buy a tire, tire jack is awesome. I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, the top of this, I just trust me on the tire jack thing, will you? Yeah. Let's see. That's it. That was it. There's no other damage to the thing. When we were pulling it out, I was worried that we were going to destroy the header. So me and Cody swapped places. He had this tractor hooked to the tongue, and this is a 7930. So I had him disconnect this, and I hooked the 6210R to that tongue because I have the fast hitch on the back of it, and I could raise it up. Plus, it had the loader on it, which made it a shit ton heavier than this 7930 is. So we lifted it up so that it wouldn't damage the header, and there is no damage to this pickup head. I still want him to take the bands off because I do see that it looks like something happened there, like it bent the rotor, but he says not. He says it's fine. So we're gonna let it slide. It's his baler. It's not mine. Yeah. Oh, here's the wire. This ripped right out of the computer. Right. It just ripped right out of the computer. And instead of trying to figure this out, you just take it off and it fastens in right there, like right there. So that's good. Anyway, that's that, right? Let me flip this around. What happened to Joe's baler? Joe doesn't have a baler. This is Cody's baler. It rolled down the hill. If you haven't seen Instagram, then the pin came out from underneath and the drawbar dropped away and out it went. And it was really stupid. And the funny thing is, I've looked at all my tractors. The 6210R is not even close to that. The 7530 has a pin with this big ass nut that goes up in there and it locks into place. You cannot get that thing to come out unless you've got an impact gun on it. What's a 7930 like? 7930 is fine. It's right here. See? Boom! 7930. Look at this. He's got air horns on it. And he's waiting for some asshole to pass him. He is so upset because every day somebody does something to me or Dad, and he gets in it, and he's like, I'm waiting for this son of a bitch. I don't even know. I think he's got it hooked. Yeah, that's what he's got it. He's got it actually hooked into the regular horn. So it's air. This thing has air. Yeah, that's it. So this is the 7930. It looks a lot like the 81 or the 8120 and the 8530. It looks not anything at all like the 7530. It does have the left-hand reverser. It has suspension. It is a pig. It likes to drink fuel, and that's it. It came from England. He bought it from Lou Lynn Farm out in Pennsylvania, where they import them from England. So. He put brand new tires all the way around it before we went to North Carolina. It has no weights on it. And there's a reason we don't want weights on this tractor. And that's because this tractor and this baler can go on a trailer together without being overweight. So that's why we did that. Yeah. All right. On to the next questions. I'm done. Oh, I think it has like 4,200 hours on it, maybe, something like that. What do we got? Are you liking your new Super Duty? Love it. I love the 7.3 liter gasoline engine. Do not buy a diesel. They're a waste of your freaking money. You will have to put at least, well, before the new tax increases, you had to put 120,000 miles on your vehicle, your diesel truck, before it paid for itself and before it started to save you money in fuel. So now with that extra 15 cents a gallon tax, it's going to be a fair bit more. So, yeah. Have you found any parts for skid steer? No. Any progress with the skid steer? No. What's up? This guy. Best regards to Poland West, Trump 2024. Yeah, there you go. Well, I had a guy also tell me that Trump is a lying sack of shit who's done absolutely nothing but destroy America. And he goes on to say, hey, I'm from Ireland. Well, that doesn't surprise me, and I have no ills towards the European community. They're friends of mine. We all come from Europe here. If you're this colored skin, you're white, you're probably got a fair amount of European in it. If you're not 100% like myself, I'm 100% European. Um, yeah, so the Irish guy thinks that Donald Trump is a liar and only lines his pockets when the fact of the matter is that the president has not received $1 from being in the office of the president. He has donated it to the Office of the Interior, I believe, and that goes to the five branches of the military: Coast Guard, Air Force, Army, Navy, Marines, and now Space Force, a sixth branch. Doesn't go to NASA. And yeah, listen, Don Lemon over there. They do listen to Don Lemon. Yeah, that guy's an asshole. If they could twist the truth any farther from the truth, they could. They're taking really good things and twisting them into negatives, and it's just like the George Floyd thing. All right, so George Floyd didn't deserve to die the way he died, but he did. He died with a guy's knee on his neck. Now, when you watch the entire video from start to finish, I think those cops had great restraint until they had had enough. When he came out of that car without them pulling him out of the car, they were done. They had had enough, and they knew he was high on something, and yes, he died of a drug overdose, which resulted in his heart failing. So yeah, he was in a lot of stress, but whatever. Those cops are going to get off, and when they get off, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They're going to riot more. They're going to tear Minneapolis to the ground unless there is something put in place to stop it. And that would be the police, which we're not going to defund the police. What we need to do is fund the police and make sure that these assholes like George Floyd, of course, Nancy Pelosi named a bill after the George Floyd bill, so this never happens again and we can reform the police. How's this sound? Well, how about we reform the assholes that are breaking the law that are causing the police to go out and have to act like this? It's crazy. I mean, if you there's like one huge thing that you can do to avoid the police. Really, you want to know what it is? I mean, if you don't understand it, if you're here, Go Go Bobo sister, hello. If you're here, that sounds like an airplane, but it's not. That's what is that? That my 7530? No, it's a jet. They're avoiding a storm. That storm is coming out of Lancaster County. Yellow plane. Yeah, you know what it is? I'll tell you. Don't break the law. And if you have broken the law, it's better to follow instructions so that it goes easy on you. Because every time I've seen the show Cops, they're like, we can do this the easy way, we can do it the hard way. Don't lie to me. If you lie to me, it's going to be worse. They even spell it out like on a 8x10 colored glossy photograph. Here it is, guys. Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth, and it won't go so bad. If you lie to me, I can't work with you. If you don't lie to me, I can work with you, and we can do this the easy way. Like, all right. So if you've done nothing, and they think you're lying, best thing to do is go get in the car with your mouth shut. Let them process you. Don't say a word because you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can and do will be used against you in the court of law. So you remain silent. You get your little fingerprints done. Blah 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 blah. And they say, okay, you're processed. Is there anyone you need to contact? Yes, sir. Can I have a telephone? Yes, here's a telephone. You go, hey, you know what, Joe Schmo lawyer? I got trouble. These guys are accusing me of shit that I didn't do. Oh, okay. Don't say anything because I'll be right there. Okay, they're right there. Boom, done. So the lawyer says, all right, so what's he accused of? Well, he's accused of, jerking off in public, right? Oh, wait, did I curse again? Did I curse yet? I don't think I did. Jerking off is not cursing. It may be considered lewd, but getting there, getting there. I don't think I cursed yet. Did I curse yet? I'm trying to think. I don't think I did. I know I forgot. I let my mouth get ahead of me. So, anyways, you're jerking off in public, which is lewd activity. You can't do that. All right. So the judge or the lawyer says, Mr. Pandy, did you actually do this? Well, no, not really. I really had to pee, and I was just holding my penis through my pants. Oh, well, that's not jerking off in public. That's just, you got to pee real bad. And you don't want to let it run on the ground. Okay, don't worry. Just keep your mouth shut. I'll handle this. Hey, post the bail. You go home to your wife and your kids. All done. Done. But no, these jackasses, were you jerking off in public? Fuck you, cop! Fuck you, I don't give it. Oh, now I've cursed. Okay, fair warning, I cursed. That's what happens. When you say, fuck you, pig, there you go. You're done. You are not. Farmall Fanatic in the house for $5. Had to say it. Hello, welcome, everybody. Anyway, so don't cuss at the cops. Don't tell them to fuck off. Don't tell them that they're useless. Don't tell them they need to be defunded because I'm going to die. I had a neighbor down the road here who sent this huge article about a teacher, a black teacher, and I think it was total satire. But whatever. The guy says, I thought I was going to die that day because I wasn't going to have the cops put me in the car. I knew I hadn't done anything wrong, and I wasn't going to allow a white woman to come and identify me, and then I'd have to get in the car. So I would resist arrest. And I'm like, you are totally part of the problem. If you are accused of something, do not resist arrest. If you say yes sir, no ma'am, yes ma'am, no sir, whatever it is, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever it has to be, you be as nice and as polite as possible. Answer the questions that you feel are necessary to answer. Any more than that may incriminate you, keep your mouth shut. That's what the lawyers are for. And yet there's this woman posting all over Facebook because I was black and they were white and they had a beard. These bearded white men. It's like, God, I don't think police are allowed to have beards, to be quite honest with you. But whatever. So I'm reading this thing and she says, oh, there was a sister down the street and she was recording it with her phone. So in case this went bad, and I'm a teacher, I work at the university and they were going to accuse me and I was going to have to resist and I knew I was going to die. Okay, there's some semblance of intelligence with this article that I read. If you knew you were going to die because you were going to resist arrest, why would you resist arrest? Do you not value your life? Somebody just came in. Somebody just came in? Who the hell came in here? Huh. I got to go find out if I need to get my gun because somebody just came in.